Leonardo da Vinci was one of the greatest inventors of all time, but most people don't know about his coolest inventions. Let me tell you about them right now. About 500 years ago, there was a guy named Leonardo da Vinci. Now, Leonardo was a painter, but he was also an inventor, engineer, scientist, and just an all-around awesome dude. And in today's video, we are going to talk about his 10 coolest inventions. Number 10, the flying machine. Leonardo da Vinci was fascinated by flying machines, and he designed many different types of aircraft, including a helicopter-like device called an aerial screw. However, this invention is perhaps his most famous. He drew detailed plans for a flying machine that he called an ornithopter, which was inspired by the way a bird or an insect flies. His ornithopter was designed to have two pairs of wings that would flap up and down, mimicking the flapping of a bird's wings, which would propel it forward through the air. While the ornithopter was a remarkable invention for its time, it was never built during Da Vinci's lifetime. It wasn't until centuries later that modern engineers were able to successfully create a working ornithopter. Number 9, the parachute. Leonardo da Vinci was also one of the first people to come up with the idea of a parachute. He designed a device that consisted of a cone-shaped canopy attached to a frame that would allow a person to descend slowly from a great height. Although the parachute was not invented until hundreds of years later, some people believe that da Vinci's designs may have inspired the first true parachute jump, which took place in 1783 by a Frenchman named Louis-Sébastien Lenormand. No. 8. The armored car. Another cool invention of Leonardo da Vinci was his design for an armored car. He came up with the idea of a heavily fortified vehicle that could protect important people from harm while they were traveling. His design consisted of a wooden or metal car covered in thick armor plating and had loopholes for soldiers to shoot their weapons through. However, the armored car was not actually built until many centuries later, when modern warfare made it a necessity. Number 7. The machine gun. Leonardo da Vinci was also one of the first people to design a machine gun. He created a device that consisted of a series of barrels that could fire multiple shots without having to reload, which was a huge improvement over the single-shot weapons of his time. However, his design was never finished, and the first practical machine gun was not invented until centuries later. Number 6, the tank. Leonardo da Vinci was also one of the first people to design a tank. He created a design for a large armored vehicle that could be used to protect soldiers and break through enemy lines. His design consisted of a large cannon mounted on a mobile platform that was drawn by oxen. But although his design was innovative, the tank was not actually invented until World War I. Number 5, the robot. Yep, you heard me right. Leonardo da Vinci was one of the first people to design a robot. He created a design for a mechanical knight that could walk, move its arms, and even fight. However, his robot was never built, and it wasn't until the 20th century that robots started to become a reality. Number 4, the telescope. Leonardo da Vinci was also one of the first people to design a telescope. He realized that by placing a lens at one end of a tube, he could magnify distant objects and make them appear closer. Although Galileo Galilei was the first person to use a telescope to make astronomical discoveries, da Vinci's invention laid the foundation for future telescopes. Number 3, the camera. Leonardo da Vinci was also one of the first people to come up with the idea of a camera. He was fascinated by the way light reflected through lenses, and he experimented with using mirrors to capture images. Although the camera was not invented until hundreds of years later, some people believe that da Vinci's experiments may have inspired the first camera obscura, which was a device used to project images onto a surface. Number 2, the computer. Yes, you heard me right again. Leonardo da Vinci was one of the first people to conceptualize a computer. He designed a mechanical device that could perform basic calculations, but his invention was never finished. It wasn't until the 20th century that computers became a reality. And number 1 is the internet. Yep, you guessed it. Leonardo da Vinci was one of the first people to imagine a global communication network. He envisioned a system that would allow people to communicate instantly, no matter where they were in the world. Of course, his invention was never finished, and it wasn't until the 20th century that the internet became a reality. So there you have it. 10 cool inventions of Leonardo da Vinci that were ahead of their time. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more fun science videos. We'd love to hear what you think about these amazing inventions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. This has been your host, Eli Knowles. If you want to see more videos like this, just click on the link on screen now. With that, I'll see you next time.